Oh, good afternoon. I think it just flickered a little bit then. Welcome to 4 p.m, 4 minutes to 4, 444, 4444, as Edward Elizabeth Hitler said on one episode of Bottom. 3:56, that'll do. Right, it's the sway and stretch time. You know what's to come. A bit of circ boost, a sway routine that we've been on with all week, and some stretchy positions to get ourselves into and out of to develop our flexibility in our muscles. That's what's on the menu for today's movement snack. I believe you saw Bex and Dave swap earlier, so you should have had a good dose of movement snacking already, and a few movement minutes to add to your totals. So we've got 10 more days to go till the end of the month. Hang on, I've got that right. Is it just November the 30th? Does November have 31 days, Bob? 10 more days to go then on November knees. So hopefully you've been noticing your thigh muscles are in better condition. Your knees are hopefully being supported a bit better with the thigh work that you've been focusing on. And your totals are probably gone through the roof. So just 10 extra a day would mean today you would have done 200 extra. 20 a day, double it, and so on. I know some of you have been heading into the regions of 80 to 100 extra sit to stands, knee bends, whatever you've been choosing to do. I've not got enough fingers to even count them up for you. So well done, and we'll keep on keeping on until the last day of November, not September, like the song says. Right, let's see who's joining me today. We've got the Dickinsons, we've got Ken, we've got Christine and Lynn. I'm guessing that you two are together. Sue's in, Carol's in, and George has just arrived as well. Here come your messages. Right, you've been spending a bit of time leaning over, flexing over, bending to pick up your shopping items out the bag and into cupboards and stuff then. Carol's ready to straighten up and move. You've upped your totals though, haven't you, Ken? You might not be in the thousands, but I'm sure you must be in the hundreds from these extra bits that we've been doing in November knees. Right, here we go. Christine, what are you saying? Had the 5 and 7 year old grandsons overnight. Do they play football? My girls have come home absolutely muddied up today. Gillian's been to the beach for a windy walk. Sounds nice, Gillian. Aberfon Beach. Yes? I think I might not have pronounced that right. So yeah, a couple of defeats in the cup, in the county cup for us today. Neve's team lost, my team lost, but yeah, when you're the underdog of a team playing against a team who are playing in Division 1 and we're in Division 3, you got to take it, haven't you? But it wasn't too harsh. The 3-0, their goalie made a couple of good saves. They hit the post a couple of times. And we were lucky in that respect not to go even more under. But the girls came off buzzing and all is well. And we just go back to training tomorrow. Hang on. Right, thank you, George, for the nudge. Afternoon, Gillian with a G. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon and welcome. You're with me, Kelsey Leverton from Later Life Training. And I bring to you the 4 p.m. sway and stretch. Today is Sunday, the 20th of November 2022. And we're going to set up in posture right now and get moving. So whatever you've got on your feet, whether your feet are in their naked form, shoes, socks on, slippers on, it doesn't matter as long as you're comfy and happy with that. External support around you, options, use it as much or as little as you like, and a sturdy chair Lifting up tall, here we'll start with posture. Feet flat on the floor, about hip distance apart, and you'll start to kind of walk your hips forwards and march your feet forwards as well. Toe ball heel as those feet step through, and that's pretty much what we'll work towards when we start the leg marches. But first, foot pedals. Lifting up through the posture, just maybe crowbar in, maybe 1 or 2 shoulder rolls. Remind your shoulders to be back and down, and you'll feel the chest feel a bit more open now. Now the lift of the knees, push up through the ball of your foot and walk through your feet there. Moving through the ankles, feet, toe bones are getting some work through them there. Knees, hips, posture muscles switched on to support the moving parts. And if you're ready, we can start to bring an arm swing in, or both arms together. So these elbows are bent, so it shortens the lever. And if we exaggerate that backward press with the elbow, then we'll get a little bit more out of the shoulders. You might feel, even when you go right back, a little bit of a pull. The muscles will start to loosen up and you might be able to make these movements a little bit bigger. Just a steady pace though. Breathing will increase a little bit, just to meet the demand for oxygen around your body and to meet the demand for this movement as well that we're doing. Building warmth, increasing body temperature, links into improving our stretchier positions because our muscles are more ready. So keep going just a little bit longer. If in standing or seated you want to rest your legs down or bring it back to a foot pedal, just focus on the arms for a moment. I'll leave that choice with you. Take a pause there. Steady down. Take a bit of a slump. Just enjoy a few deeper breaths. And we can put these deeper, longer breaths in to accompany our movement in the sway. So what we're going to do is, rather than a side to side sway, just step out a little bit on a diagonal, and with the back foot just open your hips out, your knees out, open your turn out and get into your knees here. And we'll just shift forwards and back. Now you can do this in seated on a bit of a diagonal, forwards and back, or you might prefer, as we've practiced all week, just a side to side sway. We can keep our feet here then and we wouldn't change the position of them throughout. In seated, carry on with that. In standing, let's have just a reset on the other side and a few sways here. So if you remember our arm movements, we're going to start holding the sphere, relaxed downward and upward palm position, certainly relax through the shoulders as well. I'm going to set up just on the first side of the sway, and if you remember, we come across the body, forwards, change it around and back. Let's just do one more. Cutting across the body, inward circling, switching top hand to bottom hand, and then to the other side to set up. Cutting across the body and back round into the body. Just switching the top hand to the bottom. There, let's just do one more here. And bring the palms together. Here's where we can twist the body, go opposite hand to shoulder, look over to the side, bring that arm back down and start to lift up through the upper arm and then back to base, and then across we go. Take the head with you if you like, lifting the elbow and the chest and the eye gaze if you like, and we'll do one more on each side, reaching across. So one arm continues to move and the other one joins in. Just a little lift of your eyes rather than flipping the eyes all the way up to the ceiling. I'll relax there. Okay, let's take it another time through. With or without sway, I'll leave that choice up to you when you're ready. Just a slow forwards and back sway. Bring your foot back in. Let's just do 2 of those and get ready on the other side. Across the body, reaching out, turning over, and then palms facing inwards for our twist and lift. We're kind of heading into a little bit of a position what we use in our stretches when we do this lift through the trunk, lift through the elbow. Let's pause there. Right, last round through with the same sway. I'm going to do this last round in seated. So when you're ready, in your own time, just smooth, just keep some steady shifts coming in side to side, and then take a pause, set it up on the other side. And bring your feet back in if you're in standing, a comfortable position. Twist and gaze to over to the side. Lift the chest, the arm through the trunk. Last time on the other side. We should be evened up now. And bring that to a pause. Now, just to add a little bit of extra kind of relax, chill out to the stretches. If you want to come into seated, do most of them in seated, then feel free. In standing, just maybe have a slightly wider stance for your standing balance. Right, are you ready? Upper side stretch. We've kind of just put it into a position a moment ago, didn't we? So turn your palm over, hand towards the shoulder. If it doesn't quite get there, don't worry about it. Just try and lift the elbow. Your hand will start to travel back. Put in a few deeper breaths. Hello, Bex, where are you now? Hello, Eric, me Fleur, and Jenny. Creeping in, lifting up, stretching up, extra reaching up if you want. But otherwise, if your shoulders are a bit tricky, a bit stiffened, just work through this position. Hold here longer rather than go for anything that might be a bit uncomfy up there. Change sides. We will do a double arm stretch together today, actually. We've not put one of those in all week. Lifting tall through the trunk, through the elbow, back of upper arm, opening out the armpit. You can see you can reach under and around, over the back as well, through these positions. And we pass through perhaps something that might look like this if we're changing lying positions, getting comfy in bed. Up you go, extra reach if you like, and then bring that down. Now, if you've got a particularly different shoulder range, then have your lead arm to be the most bestest, and the second arm to be the one that needs guiding and a bit of help and assistance. Hold your hands together, lifting up, go as far as you can, sitting high onto your sit bones as well as getting some extra reach through arm length, and relax down. All right, in with the chest now. So taking the hands round to the side of your hips, squeezing your elbows back. You can reach back towards the spindles on your chair, or if you are in standing, hold your hands behind you, maybe just grasp your wrist, press their arms down and squeeze the shoulder blades together. So you've got the bringing together of your shoulder blades. Opening out there, improving posture. Behind reaching actions as well benefit from opening out at the chest and a bit more flexibility, chest and shoulder area. Right, let's do an inner thigh stretch. So coming into seated, let's take the feet, step them out wide, just maybe readjust your buttocks on the chair as well. Bit of opening out at the toes and the feet and the knees to follow. Some of you might be getting a stretch there already. If you're not really feeling much, just press your knees a bit wider or lift up, and as you lean forward a little bit with your chest, press the knees a bit wider there. So you've got a little bit more strength pushing the knees apart. Opening out the hips, opening out the groin, and stretching all the way down your inner thighs. It's kind of a seated sumo pose, this one. Relax, recover. Now, adjust your bottom to the front portion of the chair. I'm taking that we're all pretty much sat down at the moment, so we're going to go into a back of thigh stretch. So leg out straight, lifted posture. Feel like your rib cage has just increased the space between your ribs and your hips, and lean forwards. Lean it in. Hang on, I've not moved that again, have I? Might not see my foot. It is still there on the end of my leg. Now, if we've got our toes pulled up, we'll feel that mostly in the calf. We'll do that in a minute. So just point the toes away from you and lean into it. If you've pushed your foot all the way down to the floor, like mine is, you might get a little bit of lengthening across the top of your foot as well. But back of your knee, up to the hip, back of thigh muscles, should be feeling that now. And relax. Okay, change sides then. Loose ankle, loose knee, lifting tall, easing on into it. Find your way into the stretch, find your point of hold. Don't bounce or jerk or overstretch or hold to a point where you feel like you're tensing other parts or holding your breath. You should feel a little bit of that mild discomfort, but nothing kind of that's putting you off elsewhere. Leaning forwards. Now, keep that leg out straight, pull the toes back towards you for a seated calf stretch. And those of you who prefer a standing calf stretch, up you stand, feet are parallel, even as you stride back. You can feel that already, getting the heel down, bending through the front knee, lifting through the posture, and we've got a good feeling there in the calf, all the way down into the heel and then into the Achilles, as well as in the belly of the calf muscle. Striding, walking down, bending down, reaching down, getting to our feet. The important stuff that we want to be able to do ourselves, but can be very much restricted by reduced flexibility and bend forwards. Changing sides then. Feet are planted, heel at the down at the back, and that's the leg I was not doing the first time round. Toes are up. I think that's a full round of stretches for you. I am feeling slightly sorry for my husband as well. Oh. Give him a cold. He's not feeling great. He's like got his hood up and he's asleep on the settee. I think he wants me to feel sorry for him. Anyway, thanks for joining me here on the Sway and Stretch. Shift changes tomorrow. I've got a feeling I'm on the 8 a.m.s, so I am quite glad that I'm better. Mornings are never that good if you're feeling a bit naff, are they? But thank you for joining me once again. Have a nice rest of your Sunday, whatever you're up to, and we'll catch you up for a full round of Movement Snacks again tomorrow.